a gardening enthusiast, and I have been growing for 62 days a indeterminate large tomato inside my house, and I just cut it out of my hydroponic system because it's just gotten way too large. Look at this thing. So I am 5'9", and this thing is probably over, I would say 3.5, 4 feet tall. And so it's just now too large, just way too large for to stay in the hydroponic system. So look at here. I had to cut its roots because they were so tangled and they were killing off a dwarf tomato. But at first I said I wasn't gonna keep it, but you know what? I'm gonna try to keep it. So if you know anything about tomato plants, you know that along the stem, that roots, depending on how deep you plant them, that roots will continue to they will continue to grow out. So I've got a pretty nice size pot, and I'm gonna grab some fertilizer. I'm gonna plant this pretty deep, so because I want it to try to take root. And I'm gonna try to see if I think I have some bone meal inside. If not, it may be in the greenhouse, and I'll just put some in there tomorrow. But I'm gonna grab some fertilizer out of the cabinet and try to get some fertilizer going, because it may go into a little shock. But I'm gonna put a little Dr. Earth in here so that the roots have something to kind of look toward or grab toward. And then I have another hydroponic system. I don't want to breathe that fertilizer. I have another hydroponic system that I don't have. I have an eye garden, and I'm not running the eye garden this year. So I think I am going to get the lights and use the lights, set this right in the middle of the eye garden, stake it up so that it can gain its strength again, and then use the light from the eye garden to be able to give it the sun and try to see if I can keep it alive till April. So you can join me right now to pot up this tomato plant and see if we can keep this joker alive until April. Look how big this is. Been growing indoors in a arrow garden, and I'm gonna lay the roots down a little bit. The neat thing about a tomato is that, again, if you lay the roots and you secure them well, then they will begin to continue to take root. So, ooh, I'm making a mess on my counter. So I'm gonna do it this way. I guess I maybe should have had some extra hands. My son's upstairs and I didn't think to ask him, but the thing I don't want to do is I don't want to break the stem. It would still take root because I'm planting it pretty deep, but I want to give it its best chance to live. It's been growing for 62 days in an arrow garden, and the reason why is because I took some cuttings off of it to propagate. So they're taking roots right now, so that I could go ahead and have some pretty nice. So I will probably have about 45-day tomatoes growing by the time that the last frost hits. So this is Happy Farm soil that I'm putting in here, and I'm just gonna try to tuck it in really well into this pot. I'm gonna set it on the arrow garden that, again, I'm not using. I'll clean that off with some Lysol wipes and stuff. But I am going to try. I said I wasn't. I said I was just gonna cut it and throw it away now that I have the cuttings. But you know what? Let's just have some fun until frost gets here. Last frost gets here. So I've got it tucked away. I've got some stakes in the cabinet that I used to use on my eye garden. And so I am gonna try to stake it and use the lights from the eye garden to make this thing stand up. This joker is tall. It's huge. And again, it's a tomato plant. It's been growing for 62 days in in an arrow garden, but it was starting to block out my dwarf tomatoes. And I thought, just throw it away. And then I said, no, 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 no. I want to try to keep it alive, and let's see what'll happen. So y'all can follow with me, and I'll try to update in a few weeks to see if it's still growing and going. Take care. Let's grow together. Bye-bye.